Hello guys, and welcome back to another cold episode. On today's episode, as you can tell by the title and the thumbnail, we are talking about a ritual deck that is pretty fun to play, that is also free to play. We are talking about Megaliths. Megaliths require a big brain. Do they or do they not? Let's find out on this episode. First and foremost, let's do the card by card. We have the Incantation set. Triple Pencil Plume. This card basically just allows you to get one of your other better incantation cards, being Talismandra and Candle. These cards can respectively add either a ritual monster or a ritual spell from your deck to your hand. Most of the time, you're going to want to go for the Talismandra. The reason being is because when it is special summoned, you grab a monster, and we much rather have a monster than a ritual spell. However, it's still really nice, just a solid engine. We also have the Triple Senju, Triple Manju, pretty self-explanatory. They grab monsters, which is all that we want with Megaliths. Megaliths have the unique ability to ritual summon, utilizing basically only monsters. So, again, Senju and Manju make sense. We don't need something like Sonic Bird to add consistency because, we're not adding any spells. Let's talk about the bread and butter for Megaliths. This card, full. What does this card do? Well, if this card is ritual summoned, you can add a ritual monster from your deck, from the graveyard. It becomes that target's level, and you return it to the hand. And then, during the main phase, you can quick effect ritual summon a monster, a Megalith monster, from your hand or deck by tributing monsters, by ritual summoning it. From hand or field, levels equal or exceed, pretty self-explanatory. This card's crazy. It is basically, as long as you have a way to summon it, it is a way to get Bethor, which is the boss monster basically, out of the deck on your opponent's turn. Absolutely insane. Definitely should not be slept on. Ophiel is a non-once per turn monster search. Absolutely crazy. Also, if it's on the field, you can ritual summon it using this card as well as anything else in order to ritual summon a monster. Haggith is the spell and trap card equivalent to the Ophiel. So these two specifically require them to be on the field in order for you to ritual summon. Do keep that in mind. This card, I believe, is the same. Auk is basically the same, but it also allows you to draw a card and then discard a card instead of searching out anything in particular. That's why we're only running one. The main reason that we're actually running it is to make Phaleg even bigger. That's basically the only reason. Now let's talk about Phaleg. Phaleg allows you to ritual summon from the hand. You pitch this, and then you tribute monsters in order to monsters from the hand or field in order to ritual summon a monster from your hand. Pretty self-explanatory. Then Bethor has the same effect. However, Phaleg, for each Megalith? I think it's just ritual monster. No, it is ritual monster. So for each ritual monster in your graveyard, all monsters gain 300 attack and defense. This guy can get really big. So, there you go. Bethor, for each monster with a different name, I believe. For each ritual monster with a different name in your graveyard, you could target cards your opponent controls and destroy them. Again, because of full, we can do this at quick effect speed on the opponent's turn. And this could be 4, 5, 6 potentially, I think, pops, right? We are playing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different names. So it could be a 6 destruction. However, it does target, so do keep that in mind. Moving on, we have Portal. We're running one of this. It's basically whenever the first time a monster is ritual summoned, you can add back a ritual monster from your graveyard. We're playing the one Incantation in Inception. It just allows us to ritual summon any of our Megaliths with the Incantation stuff. So, very nice. We also have Triple MST. Pretty self-explanatory. Triple Unformed. This is more of the time it is a ritual spell. For the Megaliths, you just ritual summon from the deck. It's very nice. However, you do have to have twice the amount of levels. So if you want to summon full, you can use an Ophiel or a Haggith or an Auk. If you want to summon out one of these guys, you have to have a Bethor. If you want to summon Bethor, you have to have a Phaleg and a Bethor. Hopefully that makes sense. Triple Compulse, Triple Lost Wind, just additional control tools to allow us to control the duel. Pretty much self-explanatory. Megalith Emergence is the last card. This card is really, really insane. The reason for that is because of the fact that just as long as you have a properly summoned ritual monster in the graveyard, you're able to bring it back. Yeah, it's just great. However, with that being said, the Megaliths do return to the deck instead of to the grave when they are destroyed or when they leave the field. So, do keep that in mind. But yeah, it can allow you to like survive turns, right? You can potentially bring back a full in order to quick effect ritual summon. So, very nice. And again, it's searchable off of Hagith. And basically this entire deck, any of these cards is very easily searchable. As for the extra deck, we're playing a whole bunch of rank 4s as well as rank 8s. Pretty self-explanatory. And then a few link monsters. Nothing too fancy. Most of the time you're not even going to go into the extra deck. You can. The best card to go into is something like Draglubion to go for the or the Heart Earth. Pretty self-explanatory there, though. Draglubion's just a good card, and we have a bunch of rank 8s, or level 8s. So, there you go. Let's move on to the replays and see how it goes. Now, before we get into these duels, I just wanted to say that did you know almost 80%, over 80% of the people who watch my channel are not subscribed? That's all. Alright, so here we are in the first duel, going second. Not the greatest. We do want to go first, but it's fine. They just set one and pass, and, okay. We're gonna go for Senju here. We actually do have a pretty decent hand. It's not great, but it is okay. Since we do have Unformed, we are able to Ritual Summon. However, if we didn't have that, we probably would have needed to go for a Phaleg or a Bethor here. So Full is going to activate. We are going to Tribute off the Hagith in order to Special Summon the Hagith from the deck. Hagith effect is going to activate. We're going to grab Portal here, and we're going to activate the Portal here. Activate Hagith effect in order to tribute the Hagith to go for the Ophiel. Ophiel is then going to search out our... Oh, sorry. Portal is going to activate in order to add back one of the Hagiths that we have in grave, and then we are going to search out another card here. We're going to search out the Auk. We're going to go Hagith here. We're going to go Ophiel, and then we are going to tribute that in order to go for another Hagith. I don't know why I went for Auk here. I really should have gone for one of the 8s, but it doesn't really matter all that much. We're going to grab Emergence here, and then we're going to set 3 and pass. Not really a whole lot more that I could have done there, like in order to OTK my opponent or anything like that. But yeah, at this point, we are going to see that they set a whole bunch of cards. Before the end of main, I'm going to activate Full, because it is our once per turn, but we can still activate it since it's on the field. We're going to tribute the 2 other rituals that we had to go for. Bethor here allows us to go for 3 pops. So we're going to activate that. We're going to chain the Portal in order to add back a Hagith, and then we are going to Mystical Space Typhoon one of our cards. The reason that I had to activate this to grab a Hagith in particular is because that would change the amount of names that we had. So, yeah, Bethor wouldn't... Actually, no, it probably still would be able to pop, but... I do want to keep all the names that I can in grave. So we're going to pop all of his cards. And as you can see, they are playing... Oh yeah, they surrendered. So yeah, before they even activated anything, at that point we were way ahead in card advantage. They didn't have really anything, and they surrendered. Blue eyes. Alright, here we are going first, and this is a pretty decent hand. We're going to go for Monju, add Ophiel, then activate Phaleg in order to tribute off the Monju to go for the Ophiel summon. Ophiel is then going to search out a Hagith. This is pretty much what you want to do. Ophiel is then going to tribute itself to go for Hagith here. Hagith is then going to search out the Portal. We're going to slap down that Portal, and then we're going to activate the Hagith in order to special summon out the Full. Full is then going to add back the Phaleg, and we are going to add back the Ophiel as well, which does cut down on the amount of pops that something like a potential Bethor is going to have, but all in all, it's fine. We're going to set 2 Compulses and then pass the turn. I believe, if I recall correctly, we are playing against, yes, that is in fact true, Toon. So they are going to activate their Toon Bookmark, as well as their Toon Kingdom. They're going to grab, I forget what they grab. Oh yeah, Toon Page Flip. They're going to reveal 3, and we are going to choose 1. They are going to special summon out the Toon Dark Magician. Toon Dark Magician is going to special summon out the Blackluster Soldier. We are going to chain to the Blackluster Soldier, trying to banish us. In order to go for our Ritual Summon, we're going to tribute off the full in order to go for Bethor here. Bethor is at least going to get 2 pops, but notably, we cannot target the Blackluster Soldier nor the Toon Dark Magician. So, I am going to add back one of the cards as well as pop 2, and they are going to protect with Toon Bookmark, so their Toon World or Toon Kingdom does stay. However, we have a whole bunch of rituals as well, which is pretty nice. They're going to try and Comic Hand us, but I want the Bethor, so I'm going to just Compulse it back to my hand. Again, I can't target these guys because of Toon World, so not really a whole lot I can do there. Neither of their guys can attack, so they just end the turn. We have 4 ritual monsters, 4 Megaliths, as well as we just draw into our Unformed here, which is really nice. They're going to negate our Phaleg, which is not great, but it's fine. We should be okay with that. Phaleg gets negated, but we still do have Bethor, so we can Bethor, tribute the Haggith in order to go for Ophiel. That's basically all that we need. Because we have Portal in order to add back the Bethor, and then Ophiel can add back a Phaleg, I believe. Or adds a Phaleg. No, it adds full. I forget what I added. But yeah, we're going to add back the Bethor here. And then we are going to tribute the Ophiel in order to ritual summon out our full. Full is then going to add back the Phaleg. And then we activate full, and we are going to tribute the full in order to go from the deck for the Bethor. And Bethor effect is now going to actually pop our Toon World. Now we go for the Unformed. We're going to tribute in order to go for a Haggith. Since we haven't already used its effect to ritual summon, that's why we go for this guy. We're going to search for the Emergence. Emergence is also just really good here. I'm going to go to the end phase because I can't really use its effect in order to ritual summon, just because I can't ritual summon any of these. They're going to go to battle. We're going to be protected due to our Portal. Oh yeah, Portal has a secondary effect, and yeah, it protects us once per turn from destruction. At that point, they realize it's over, and they scoop Toons. Alright, and here we are going second. They're going to activate their Pot of Prosperity in order to reveal 3 cards. They reveal that it's Dragon Maids. I'm going to say this openly. I'm not a big fan of Dragon Maids. They're just not fun to play against. That's it. They're just not fun. There's nothing too, like, bad about them. They're just kind of boring. They're going to special summon out their... they're going to normal the kitchen and then special summon out the nurse. Here we have a whole bunch of normal summons, which is kind of problematic. However, we notably do have Unformed, which is really nice, as well as a way to search out one of our ritual spells. So first and foremost, I'm going to deal with that back row. I know that it's a tidying, so I'm just going to deal with that now. We're going to normal summon our Senju and go for the Ophiel. We're then going to tribute 2 of our monsters in order to go for a Haggith here. The reason I go for a Haggith is just because we already have the Ophiel, so I want to get that into rotation as well. And Portal is a really good card. So we're going to activate Portal in order to go for the Haggith Ritual Summon now to summon out the Ophiel. Portal will grab us back our monster, as well as Ophiel will give us a search. So we're going to grab back the Haggith, and then we are going to search out, I believe I search out a full. Most of the time that's what you're going to want to do. Full is the best card in the deck, so just searching it out is very nice. Yeah, here we search out the full. We're going to use the Ophiel in order to summon out the full, and then the full will grab us back the Ophiel, as well as changes the level to 4. At this point, there's not a whole lot more that I can do, so I just end the turn. They're going to activate Tidying in order to special summon out the lower part in order to add it back to their hand. So, this is where things get rather interesting. They're going to normal summon out Parlor, which I believe they got off of the top, in order to send the Dragon Maid Changeover. They're going to activate Changeover in order to add it back to the hand, in order to return one of their cards to the hand as well. They're going to go Changeover, and here I am going to go full. Now, notably, Bethor does not activate until the chain resolves. So I kind of did this poorly. I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to Bethor, and then I'm going to pop 2, and then its thing will resolve, and it will special summon. But that is not the case. So I did this kind of poorly, but all in all, there wasn't really anything else I could do. I'm going to actually tribute off the 2 that I had in hand to go for the Bethor, because it gets me 2 monsters into the grave instead of, like, the full, which is very, like, a full I'd rather have on field. So we're going to activate Bethor here, and then we are going to chain our portal, which means that if they were to go for the negate, they would only be negating the portal. However, I still want the portal, so I am going to chain the Lost Wind that we have set here in order to negate their negate. And because of the way that this actually works, where it negates and then returns to the extra deck instead of returning as it negates, like as the cost, we're able to negate it, which means that we're just going to pop their card and basically run them out of resources. They've already normaled. We can just go for the OTK at this point. They're just going to go to the end phase, and yeah, we have Haggith as well as a Manju in hand, and we draw another Haggith, the second Haggith. Feels bad, man, but it's fine. We're going to go for the Phaleg here. I'm going to actually activate the Phaleg because we have more Phalegs in the deck that we can get with the full. So I'm going to special summon out the Haggith here. Haggith is then going to search, as well as Portal is going to activate to grab back the Ophiel. This is pretty much what we have seen. So Haggith effect in order to add the emergence, just for follow-up in case I do need it. I'm not going to, but just in case. Ophiel is going to add itself back. We're going to tribute for the Ophiel. Ophiel is then going to add our Auk. And then we are going to activate the Ophiel in order to go for Auk, just to get more ritual monsters into the grave. We're just going to draw and discard what we draw. We're then going to go for full in order to go for the Phaleg, and at this point we are really, really big with all of our monsters because of the amount of ritual monsters in the grave. Count them: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That means we are boosted by 6 times 3, which is 1,800. So 1,800 additional attack points for all of our monsters, and that is well over lethal. Good game. So we're back with the deck, and all in all, how did it perform? It was pretty good. I did end up going into the Draglubion once, and I did win with that. However, it wasn't the main reason that I won. I did win with Bethor and, you know, popping cards and stuff like that. But all in all, this deck is rather complicated, but once you learn the basic combos, more or less being, you always want to get full because it special summons from the deck, and then just the fact that you can constantly go Ophiel and Haggith. They do have a once per turn on their ritual summon effect, but they do not have a once per turn on their search effect. So you can go Ophiel, you know, special summon it out, and then search a card, and then tribute it, and then special summon another one out to get another search. As long as you have more ways to ritual summon, you're able to get as many searches as you want. So that's like the biggest thing to keep in mind. Portal is pretty easy. You're just constantly generating more advantage, grabbing more cards to your hand. So there's that. Bethor is insane. Just constantly, well, not constantly, but being able to pop so many cards when it is summoned is really solid. And then Phaleg just being able to make all of your monsters humongous is very nice. And yeah, as you can see, we didn't really delve too much into the incantation stuff. Again, it's more of a consistency booster. You're only really going to use your Megaliths anyway, and this is just like more ways to get Megaliths onto the field and into rotation. So that's the main reason we're playing it. But yeah, all in all, it's very nice. Compulse is crazy. The fact that it's a rare. Lost Wind being a rare is also insanely crazy. So if you don't have these traps, I would highly suggest picking them up. As for that, that's it for the deck. I hope that you guys did indeed enjoy. If you did, I like us very much, so appreciate it. And if you want to check out more content like this, as well as more Yu-Gi-Oh!, then just be sure to subscribe. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and remember to always stay frosty. Bye-bye.